What's up, everyone? Trent here.
Along with Julia.
Welcome back to the channel, and we're checking out the first trailer for The Crow, starring Bill Skarsgård.
This is going to be really interesting because I've never seen the original Crow and know nothing about the lore or the franchise of this at all. I'm going in really blind.
The OG is amazing. Brandon Lee, phenomenal performance. It basically shaped my entire adolescence aesthetically and music. It built my music taste. The Cure, Stone Temple Pilots, Nine Inch Nails, the Crow soundtrack and the Spawn soundtrack just shaped me and just love it. But yeah, intrigued about this, have been uncertain with the promo images that have come out. So yeah, let's check it out.
Let's go.
Nice opening
What's
shot.
the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
In the institution?
You feel like my person.
Hello?
You feel like my buzz.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things.
Oh,
I shouldn't have seen any of it.
looks demonic.
Johnny! Johnny! Please don't do that!
Oh, no. Asphyxiation, what a way to go. Aussie.
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest.
It needs revenge.
Until you put the wrong things right.
Oh,
You were given the power of a god.
oh, the tears.
But you're running out of time to save her.
I'm gonna kill you. Every single one of them.
It's giving it a very grand atmosphere.
I killed you. Yeah, you did.
I'm back.
We have a problem. He came for us.
Oh, Katana.
First impulse. Anger. It's not anger.
Just the blood sprawled out everywhere.
It's love.
Fueled by love.
Like what you become. You know that love promises only pain.
Oh, good line.
You have no idea what hell awaits you. No, I do.
The black blood.
Yeah.
Heads.
How many people have you loved?
Very Punisher-ish.
Yeah.
The Thomas Jane Punisher.
Yeah.
With the cape mixed with Leto's Joker.
Yeah.
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 Interesting. I didn't dislike it. I quite enjoyed it.
The lore has me really intrigued. So every time someone dies, a crow carries the soul off. So clearly that seems kind of like a middle purgatory kind of aspect that you keep coming back to.
To right the wrongs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the crow can be anyone, not just Eric Draven.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting that they're focusing. A lot of that was focusing on the relationship between Eric and Shelley.
Well, I guess it's especially with love and losing someone, especially in a time where you're both at your most fragile. And if you find someone in that time and you both latch onto each other, for good or for bad, it can create such an impactful relationship. So it is interesting seeing that play out. So it'll be interesting to see, for me, whether it's going to be a movie of flashbacks of them or if it's going to be here's a movie and we're going to create you a love story and then we're going to absolutely rip you to shreds.
Destroy it.
And then have him go full Punisher mode.
Yeah, Shelley is John Wick's dog. The Danny Houston is going to be a very interesting villain. I like him as a villain. He's always good as a
He
villain.
always plays a really interesting
It seems like a mix of Spawn
Yeah.
and John Wick and Punisher.
Yep.
A little bit of Morbius
Yep.
for good or for bad.
They're-
The crows circling.
The
I was
crows
like, that's
circling,
that's very Batman Begins slash Morbius.
Let's keep it with Batman Begins.
Yeah, but the themology, it doesn't have the gothic imagery, and it doesn't have the seemingly the symbolism that was in the first Crow movie. But this seems to be more focusing on the tragedy that is Eric's romance and love.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels operatic.
Yeah.
Very grand in the scope. It's very bright. It's a mix of grimy and gritty with very bright, very big, broad in scope pieces.
Yeah, all the shots seem to be very either tight and close and then very grand to see the aspects of everything.
And it's interesting that there's so many theatre moments as well, because that's what made me think it's very much like a Shakespearean tragedy, or an opera, where it's going to have the drama behind it, the dramatic, the story.
It would be interesting to see, well, if the older one was more focused on the symbolism aspect, whether this one...
Oh, there's the dramatic flair.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of
but
dramatic
if
flair.
there's not necessarily the symbolism in this, but the more kind of in your face, it's not overt violence. It's not necessarily a symbol and reading into like the English that you used to do in like year 10 and year 12, breaking it down that way. It is literally what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So violence-wise, it's going to be really interesting for me because I don't do a lot of gore well. And it's a very specific type that I do well, and the other type I end up fainting in the theatre.
Well, by the looks of it, but every time Eric bleeds, you've got the Lord of the Rings blood.
True.
The orc blood, which is just black and dark. But
which is fun.
Some really cool scenes in there. Some really cool moments. When he's putting on the makeup to begin with, and you see, actually when he first does the transformation, and he's got the bloody tears, the black bloody tears coming down. There were some very interesting moments. The death of Shelley and him through asphyxiation that's a bad way to go. That's very in your face and personal. And the last one is the original way that Shelley died was brutal and gruesome, and thank God we didn't see it. This was much more in your face. And it seems like that's what this movie's going for. You've got the violence that is much more present and overt, and I think he's going to be the Crow later in the movie, and we're going to get a lot of time building up the relationship.
It's going to be almost like the last act is him as Crow, and it's going to be that finale.
And I'm also wondering, because it looked like in the pink garments, it looked like an institution.
Yeah.
And when Danny Houston was yelling at that girl, looked like she was tied up. I'm going to assume that they were running experiments and maybe sedating. Yeah. Or they have an addiction that they're trying to overcome, and this is their treatment. But until we see more, obviously, it's all speculation.
It's all fun speculating.
I'm not the biggest fan of the design.
No,
I don't particularly like the nipple tattoo or anything like that. Like the nipple eye. As
I saw the still image when this came out, I got very much Jared Leto Joker vibes. Florida Joker. I'm not a fan of that look anyway. So seeing something like that, especially when I know the still images of what the older Crow was, and I vividly remember when it came in comic form quite recently. There was the IDW series. There was a cover that just made me absolutely laugh, where he had a drill going up his nose and nipple covers, and I was just like, what the hell is this? And moved on with my day.
I will always love the classic Eric Draven because it is WCW Sting. I love wrestling. I love Sting. Sting was what got me into the Crow. I love that.
All the design choices that I've seen from the figurines that I've seen and the pops and that, I can absolutely see why this is something that is so close to people's chest, and how this is such a flip of that.
They have taken the Wild Justice design. The issue is, in Wild Justice, it's not Eric Draven.
Yeah.
It's not him as the Crow. So that's a very interesting choice for that. I like that they're taking a risk and not just doing a copy of the original.
That will be interesting to see.
I like that they're taking that chance and they're trying to be different. hopefully it's good. Going to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Hopefully the next trailer. They showed a lot in that trailer, a hell of a lot.
That's it. That's what I mean. There is a lot in that trailer, and hopefully we haven't seen literally every main scene for every act, which we have seen in a lot of trailers recently.
I would have liked this trailer as much as it, put any other character in this trailer. It's a fine trailer. Any other character that's not named the Crow, an original character, I'm sure it will be beloved. The enigma and the mystique of the Crow.
Yes.
A nice teaser just with, him on a rooftop, him walking down the street doing the not even a full reveal, but just little phrases, little snippets of any turn of phrases that get said, not giving away the plot, but just even a crow flying, just to give little glimpses that it's coming, and then the next trailer, the bigger reveal. But this was the first one,
trailer with
and it's
a
just
lot. Yeah.
Anyway, tell us your thoughts on The Crow. I'm Trent.
I'm Julia.
And as always, keep it nerdy.